We are live incredibly quickly. Jesus.
Is that quicker than normal?
Yeah, it usually sort of takes a second to think about it, but apparently it did not need that this week. God, I gotta clean this folder up.
Yeah, I was looking at my folders I have for the for my recording saves. I was like, oh boy, they're looking real kind of messy right now.
Yeah. I need to back all my stuff up again. Yep. I just haven't done it lately, and that's the worst thing you can do.
Just be lazy about backing stuff up.
Yep.
I think that's bad. I've got a laptop there that I need to plug back in and pull all this shit I need from it down onto a hard drive.
Oh, yeah.
And then transfer over to this thing, and then reformat the fucker, and then destroy it in a fire.
What was I gonna do? But what do you do? Alright, I can close,
What are those? Which... Yeah, thanks, Jess, for getting that stuck in my head. Did I leave my door open?
This is the least helpful Giant Bomb wiki page. Trying to figure out what Kirby Star Allies is on the Switch. The description is, friendship plays a major theme in Kirby's Nintendo Switch debut. Thank you. Is it a platformer? Is it a multiplayer party game? Is it a rhythm game? Like, what's going on here?
Nobody knows.
Kirby Star Allies.
That one?
Free Kirby's Dream Update. No. Nope. 30 minutes of gameplay. Here we go.
Is it a Kirby game? Why is my nose really runny? I hate the temperature change here.
4-player cooperative Kirby game?
A 4-player cooperative Kirby game?
Yeah, but it still looks like they're platforming.
So it's basically like the other Kirby games?
No, because the other Kirby games are really like single-player affairs.
Oh, Kirby's Woolly World, you had the second player in that.
That's true. This one, they're playing single-player and they have 3 other CPU players here.
Oh yeah, Dan Reichert was talking about this on Beastcast. Like how they can, I think they can all have their own special abilities and stuff, and blah 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 blah. When Dan talks, I tend to tune out.
Interesting.
A bit like when I talk, everybody tunes out.
Yeah, mostly. Who said that?
See, exactly. Don't make me go Vivid Red. Oh wait, I'm already Vivid Red.
That's right. Alright, so I've got releases. Let's look at news stories here.
There we go. I went back to my normal color.
Ah, there we go. Reset your armor.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I gotta do the, well, we'll do this.
This is really weird.
Cameras are weird, man. Oh no, is he freezing again? Moonpier is having internet problems, if you can tell by that down there. Oh, God. Annoying. Internet is annoying, everyone. Not you fine people. You're all very good. Moonpier just sent me 3 dots as a text. Oh, God. Why? Texting back, why internet, why? Oh, rate the quality of this call. Very bad. Okay. If you're just joining us, hello. Things are going poorly. I'm going to do show notes here while we're waiting. Close all that stuff. I don't know if I even want to talk about Call of Duty 4. Alright, here's what I'm looking for, the Nintendo Direct. I guess that's the March 2018 Nintendo Direct. Alright, so what did we have? WarioWare Gold. Okami HD. Don't talk about Sushi Striker. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. What else do we have? Dark Souls Amiibo. Oh man, Octopath Traveler, which looks real good. Crash Bandicoot Trilogy. Don't really care about that. Undertale Switch. Yeah, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Hell yeah. For the Switch. God, that game was so good. And Super Smash Bros. Of some variety for the Switch. That should be about it. Yeah, that should be it. Let's see what else we have for news stories this week while we're trying to get Moon back online here. Hi there, we're still live.
Oh, kill me now, please.
I'd rather keep you around. I kind of like you.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Welcome back.
Thank you. So we've got about 15 minutes to do the show.
Yeah.
Based on my current rate of disconnection.
Video games are great. See you later.
Yep. Oh, what the hell is going on? Who knows? I do look like that later.
Time to talk about that.
Which one? Huh?
Ubisoft updating their terms of service to shut down hate speech in Siege.
Fucking good.
Yeah, that's sort of my response. It's like, okay, great. 2 thumbs up. Let's do it.
Yeah. Keep going on those fucking things.
Monster Hunter World is now the best-selling game in Capcom's history.
Hell yes.
Developer Bartlett Jones shuts down. That's a bummer.
Who are they?
David Jaffe's studio. What was it? Bartlett Jones Detective Agency? Supernatural Detective Agency, yeah. They were made, Drawn to Death lately. Which, man, oh god, it came out last year. It was that, like, it looked like someone had drawn stuff in the margins of their notebook.
Was that like the super memey one?
I think that was one of its problems. Yeah. Oh man, did Moonpier freeze again? If everyone has just joined us, hi. Moon is having internet problems. I'm just gonna hang out, talk about Bartlett Jones Supernatural Detective Agency. Now I wonder what David Jaffe's gonna do next. Get Ramoon while he's frozen. Cool. I mean, we're gonna have an episode this week. Come hell or high water. Just of what variety? I think Moon just had to make a joke about having 15 minutes. So we got 3. Okay, let's see what else we have here for news stories. Let's check Reset Era. See if there's anything good here. Ooh. Cannot believe Octopath Traveler is the final name for that game. Though it's pretty awesome that it is. Really wish I had a Switch for that thing. How much is a Switch? I feel like I should know this. $300. Okay. That is $300 more than I have. Ori and the Blind Forest is 3 years old. Wow. Happy birthday. Man, that's a great game. Hi. Let me add you back to the stream.
Hi. Again.
I joked that Skype heard you and say we had 15 minutes, so it gave you 3.
Yep. Just zoom all the way in here.
That dumb nor'easter.
Yeah, looks like that might be part of the problem. I'm looking at an outage map. And it's basically the entire northeast of the US.
Great. Great.
So, get the angle? No.
I almost saw it. Oh, that's real bad.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Spectrum. What the fuck? I hope you've got that technical difficulty music on standby.
Oh, from The Simpsons? What is... Let me... technical difficulty... Someone has to have that. Yeah, here it is.
Because we're going to get 10 minutes of conversation, then you're going to have to insert a snippet of that, and then 10 minutes of conversation, and then another snippet of that.
I don't actually think that's part of this one.
I can't hear it.
I know it is. Don't flag me.
Don't flag me, bro.
Don't flag me, bro. Ah, shit.
Funny thing is, the only reason I know about that specific video or that meme is because of Penny Arcade.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because it's mentioned in one of their comics, and then I can't remember which one, but one of them hasn't seen the video, so he doesn't get the joke. So then they watched the video together, and it was on PATV.
PATV was pretty good.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
I think I bought one of their DVDs before they stopped being good.
Mm-hmm. I got the signed copy of season 1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's around here somewhere.
It's in a box somewhere.
Pretty much.
Oh, God. Alright, I don't know how we're going to record this week's episode.
Neither do I, to be completely honest.
I think it's going to be a lot of, like, intermittent fits and spurts.
Yeah.
Maybe at the very least we just do the first segment.
Yeah, well, I've only got like 4 games to talk about, so...
Yeah, me too. Let's play it by ear. Let's at least do the first segment, even if we have to sort of do it in fits and starts, and then if the problems continue, then I guess we can not do the second half of the episode and just hold that stuff until next week.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be a pain in the ass to...
Yeah, you're going to spend 17 hours tonight editing.
Yeah, like I'm going to say... also, it's going to be a pain in the ass to watch.
Yeah.
I only have so much material to fill. And boy, are my arms tired. Yeah. I mean, that's... The more that Moon keeps going offline, the worse these get. I'm going to start veering into dad jokes territory.
Start.
It's already real bad.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter learned a new word this week, which was poop. Except she can't make the whole sound, so she just goes, poo. I was like, that's cute. And
so she says it like a posh British child.
Yeah, exactly. I have to take a poo.
Yes. That was actually a really good impression.
Thank you. It's my Veruca Salt impression.
Is that the chick from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yep.
Giant Raspberry?
Yep. She wants an Oompa Loompa now.
Okay. Now, please, sir, can I have some more?
Please, sir, can I have some more?
And you just got 20 new patrons.
All right.
You're going to get the kink angle now coming in.
Yeah, exactly. For only $10 a month, I can help voice your kink. The anti-kink shaming. Then I'm going to get into, like, ASMR.
Yeah, kinky ASMR for specifically your kink.
What would I do ASMR for?
Here's a question, then.
Mm.
If you're going to do kinky ASMR, what if someone's kink is BDSM? Because there's no way to do whipping sounds.
No.
In an ASMR way? Watcha!
Maybe the ASMR is just the whipping.
Good point.
No, no anything else. Just one whip in an empty forest.
Also, for the record, I can't see the chat this week because of the issues, so I ain't touching anything to do with the internet right now,
right?
Except for this computer. So, sorry, chat, I can't be with you today.
He's with you in spirit.
Yes.
And everyone's on the live stream, so... Alright, well... on that horrible outcast note, are you... A lot of people rethinking their $2 a month patronage.
Oh, probably, yeah.
We love you all very much. Patrons of every level.
Yep. They're either rethinking the $2 patronage or they're thinking how much to step it up by to get what they want.
That's right.
Anyway, moving on.
I don't have a paying job, so I will whore myself out.
Oh, it's a shame that can't be a show title.
Yeah. If only. Alright, you ready to kick this second part of this disaster off?
Yep, sure. Why not?
Alright. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpeer.
That's setting the right tone for the show so far, shall we say?
Yeah, man. It is 3 o'clock here, taking into account daylight saving time. We usually start recording at like 1:30 at the latest. To say we have run into technical difficulties of every stripe is probably an understatement.
Yeah.
So if this episode sounds weird, I'm gonna have to cut a lot of stuff because we get a little bit of time with Moonpeer and then a little bit of time without, and then sort of alternating. So This video might not be super great, and this episode might sound a little bit weird, but we're still gonna have an episode.
Yeah, it might be a little shorter than expected as well.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get through the first segment, and then we might not be able to make it to the second one. So
we'll see how things go. Thank you, as you put it, the nor'eastern.
Yeah, thank you. The third nor'eastern in as many weeks.
Yeah,
man. All right, well, let's dive right into it. Not waste any time. Moonpier, what have you been playing this past week?
Okay, start with the short one, just to be safe.
Yes.
I played a little bit more Black Flag. The town I'm at is Nassau, or something like that. I've just left there with a dude teaching me how to be a pirate captain. It's interesting so far. Nothing 100% special, but I think that's because I'm still technically in the tutorial area.
Yeah, I think that one is probably one of the better ones for tutorials. It's not super, super long, but you can sort of still tell when you're in it.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it's a fun enough game. I'm just starting to do my hunting now of other ships. I think I'm supposed to be stealing something from the army. I don't know anymore. There's a lot of plot going on at once, and there's understandably, due to the time it's set in, there was a big chunk of racism right there at the beginning as well.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's not that I'm put off by it, because to be honest, I think it represents the time, you know. Right. But still, it's one of those things of, oh, okay, they did go there.
It's like, oh, okay, you're dropping some of that hot racism. All right, okay.
It's like starting Mafia 3 and seeing that big warning message at the start of it.
Yeah.
So interesting. But no, it's like I said, it's good. I've barely even played it. Like, you'll notice my game list is quite short this week.
Yeah.
Second game I've played, West of Loathing.
Yes.
Not gonna really talk too much about this because Game Club fast approacheth.
Yep.
But the one thing I do have to mention about it was the wonderful coincidence that happened in our Discord channel.
Yes.
Which is, there was an It joke in there, Stephen King's It joke. And when I played it on Friday night, I believe, I thought that's kind of funny. I'm taking a screenshot of that. I loaded up Discord to basically post that screenshot in Discord, and Musum had posted the exact same screenshot. So I think you could tell that me and Musum think along the same lines for, this is worth a screenshot, even in a troll ironic kind of way.
I actually finished West of Loathing this week.
Yeah, I read what you were posting on Discord about it. It's like, I think I just passed the mountains, dude. I think I'm going to have to put some serious time in.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how my game ended. We'll definitely talk about it during Game Club, because there's sort of a lot of spoilers that all add up to the end of the game.
Yeah.
I think the only criticism I would have for the end of that game is either I haven't finished like the true ending of the game, like there's something else, or they just dump you back in the game, because they just dump you back in with really no fanfare. Like, you finish this whole encounter and then you're just back in the game, and they're like, hey man, thanks for, basically you just complete the railroad, and it's like, hey man, thanks for doing that, see you later. And it's like, do I not get credits or anything? Like, okay, I'm done, I guess, I hope.
Did you speak to your partner and ask them what's next?
Oh, I should.
That might be what you're missing.
Yeah.
Sorry, partner.
Yeah, your partner. I have a feeling that it wants me to keep doing that alien technology stuff, whatever it's called.
Yep, the vibranium stuff.
Vibranium, yeah. I think it wants me to do more of that stuff, but I sort of don't know what to do. So maybe I'll talk to my partner.
Yes, that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, West of Loathing continues to be I'd surprise, like a fun little. To be honest, right now it's relatively easy RPG. But entertaining throughout so far in course of the writing. And I don't know if you unlocked it, but I unlocked funny walks.
No, what?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I burst out laughing so much when I when I unlocked Funny Walks. If you're not doing it right now, you do need to look up a video of West of Loathing Funny Walks.
Okay.
Because it's some skill I unlocked. I can't even remember how I unlocked it, but it's like a book, and then I read the book, and as it does, it gives you that descriptor of what you destroy the book using what you've just learned, and it's like basically you step in all over the book like 30 times. But basically, it's your character kind of walks like in many different styles, like walks like the upside down crab thing from that movie. Does like the ballerina dance across the screen. When you have your lantern out when you're in caves, he rides the lantern across the floor. It just
pretty good.
It's so funny and so stupid at the same time.
What class are you?
I'm a cowpuncher.
Okay, I pick cowpuncher too.
But yeah, Funny Walks is kind of great. The best thing is when you read the book, it says you unlocked Funny Walks in the options, and I thought, why did I unlock that in options? Because you can turn it on and off when you get bored of the many different Funny Walks. Cool.
That's smart.
So it's a nice perk that you can actually turn on and off. So yeah, Funny Walks is amazing. Random things I have encountered since then: the pickle factory. Yep. What? Say no more. Was
real good.
Say no more. Pickle factory was good.
Yep.
I think we talked about the hat factory last time. And the circus, which
circus I did not run into, and I want to go back in and try and see if I can find it.
Yeah, because there seems to be a whole bunch of... Wait, if you didn't run into the circus, then you didn't... Okay. Out of curiosity, do you ever read your Necromancer book?
No. When you pick up like the first one and you go to read it, the game is like, hey man, this could be dangerous. It's like, what is it, Tech Mechromancer? Something like that. I didn't read any of those because the game said these might be dangerous. I was like, well. Okay,
because I keep getting pages to do with the Necromancer stuff, and I have a Necromancer book, which seems to be my mission, is to go and solve this mystery of the Necromancers.
Oh, huh.
So I'm curious if that's why it dumped you back in after the thing, because you secretly you're after the Necromancers.
Right, maybe.
Which I got clues for that from the clowns, and then when I read my Necromancer book that I have in my inventory, it gives you basically a progress list of things you've discovered to do with the Necromancers. So I'm kind of curious if this is kind of... who did you pick as your partner? Because maybe it's a partner thing.
Doc Alice.
Okay, because I went with the chick who worked on the ranches.
Oh.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I went with her. So maybe it's to do with her. Maybe it's the actual main story, and you just accidentally skipped it throughout the entirety of the game.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
Well, Game Club is going to be real interesting then.
Yes, it really is. I played the third thing I played, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. The Infected mode came out this week, Tuesday I think it was.
Was it Outbreak?
Outbreak, yes. Which it's really kind of cool. Like it's 3-man Left Dead kind of. Hello. Well, I'm trying to think what games are like this. It's like it's 3 operators going through a map with an objective. Like in one of them, you've got to get this doctor and rescue them because they might be able to solve the plague that's happening. Another one is your teammate is coming down to take this thing off to a science lab, but he's a pilot, and then the helicopter crashes. So then you got to go rescue your teammate. It's very narrative driven. It's alien zombie kind of looking things. It's kind of cool, and also I didn't realize this until after the fact, it's a really good way to train you in shooting, because when you hit one of the infected, it glows bright red where you hit them, which is the infection, the alien infection or whatever, responding to that damage. It glows red.
Oh, huh.
So you'll know if you're hitting center mass or if you're headshotting, because all of a sudden their face is bright orange as it reacts to this thing that's happening.
Right.
It's really well done. It's like, it looks fantastic. The Siege always has kind of looked amazing, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Hulks, it's got Alphas, it's got Special Infected. Stop me if this sounds familiar at any point. Like,
wait a minute.
But probably my favorite thing is it adds character to the people who are already in the game.
Like all the operators?
Mm-hmm. Because I think you can only pick, like, I think out of like the 30 or something in there, you can pick maybe 9.
Mm-hmm.
But they now have voiceover conversations with each other.
Ooh.
And I didn't know this, but apparently there is in-game lore. Like, each operator has a bio, and the new lady who's in has a scar across her face, which was given to her by one of the other operators from her country.
Oh.
And when those two are in a team together, they kind of are a bit bitter towards each other.
Oh, nice.
And then you've got Buck, who is the Canadian Special Forces guy who has a beanie hat on, and his gun is a rifle with a shotgun attachment, and literally he is the sassiest, most chilled out, polite special operative Canadian monster killer you will ever see.
Yeah.
Like, people are talking about everybody's dying, and he's like, well, at least we're outside, eh? It's so stereotypical and so hilarious and like so cute at the same time.
Yeah.
Because he is super duper polite, but he is a big butch killing machine.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny seeing him work. But it's fun. Like, it's just the right side of difficult. But at the same time, you can't play the game like Left 4 Dead. It's not a 2 bullets and a zombie is down. It's no, you need to be popping these dudes in the head. You need to be maintaining spacing and control and working together as a team. Otherwise, you will die really quick. Just like Siege always teaches you.
Is this the start of Siege Year 3?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay, I thought I saw a story about that. Okay.
What I can see so far, Outbreak seems to be a limited mode. Like, 30 days it's on for right now. So I'm curious if by doing Year 3, they're getting into the seasonal thing that other things do, where, like, this might be the event every March or every February.
Right.
And in summer they'll have a different 30-day event and so on and so forth. Like,
right.
It makes me curious to see.
That'd be cool. That would keep it. I think a lot of the, Ubisoft recently came out and said, like, we're not going to make another Rainbow Six and we're not going to make another Siege because we want this to last for 10 years. I wonder if that's the best way. As you've seen stuff like The Division and Destiny and Call of Duty and Battlefield, all these games have struggled to keep a dwindling player base over time, which is just going to happen, to keep all of them together. I wonder if that's the best way to do it, where it's like, this is Outbreak month, the next month is this thing, and Outbreak comes by once a quarter and we're cycling through 3 or 4 things.
Yeah. I mean, look at Marvel Puzzle Quest as a really good example of that. I've seen the same events several times now. I don't mind because I love doing those events because it changes them up frequently enough to keep it interesting.
That's a good point.
But no, like they seem to be making good strides. And again, I'm going to push for Ubisoft, developer of the past 5 years, like still sticking with it somehow, some way.
Yeah.
I did go back though. Like, I realized I hadn't done all of these situations in it, which are basically the tutorial missions for each class. I hadn't got my prerequisite 3 stars on each of them, which meant that I didn't have the sweet Chivos for said things.
Oh.
I got my 3 stars for all the situations, and the very last one on there is one called Article 5, which it basically dumps you into a multiplayer lobby on Terrorist Hunt. And it's like, okay, go do this terrorist hunt mission. Now, when my wife did it right when the game first came out, and she said, yeah, it was dead easy. It was just a standard terrorist hunt mission. When I unlocked it and started to try and do it this week, it turns out it's now got a 3-minute cutscene beforehand with like these terrorists in like full gas mask gear being creepy and going and like attacking this university with like biochemical weapons. Wow. And you load in and it's one of the existing maps in the game, except there is a yellow haze of chemical weapon fog.
Oh no.
And everyone is wearing like all your teammates that you get randomly loaded in with, they're all wearing the hazmat suits, and you've got the hazmat visor like covering part of your screen. Really, really cool. makes me remember why I don't play multiplayer games. Because there was, let's see, I tried Article 5 maybe 7 or 8, maybe 15 times. Because I don't give up.
Please listen to The Binding of Moonpier Boston Rebirth for more details.
Yeah. So let's see, there was the time when 5 of us loaded in. One dropped before we'd selected a place to spawn. One dropped before he'd selected a class. The second one dropped before the mission had started, and then it was me and this one other dude, and we got wrecked.
Wow.
There was the other time where everybody dropped and it was just me left by the time the map had finished loading. There was the other time when we had a full squad of 5. It was looking really good. I went around a corner, did the breach and clear up some stairs, doing the right aim, and leaning around corners, following protocol.
Right.
And then got shot in the back several times by someone who couldn't read my name above my figure, which took me down to 3 health because friendly fire's on. Of course it is.
Why not?
Yep. As a side note, it's not on in the outbreak mode. Definitely the right decision.
Yeah.
But then there was the other time when I spawned as Glaz, because Glaz is the sniper guy who has a thermal imaging scope. Like, he has a scope which will let him see through the fog and see enemies through this haze. And I got 3 of the 4 of them voted to kick me because I went Glaz, because everybody hates Glaz.
I'm trying to help you guys.
And then the second we loaded in, those three of the 4 of them killed the other guy, and then killed me, and then went about with the mission, and died, and didn't even complete the mission.
What a shock.
Yeah.
I'm going to sabotage our team. Oh, wait, we lost. What?
So, after literally that happening over and over and over again, I was done.
Yeah.
So I literally turned off my Xbox and walked away.
I'll go back to Binding of Isaac, thank you.
Because the worst part is I can't do it with a squad, because it's part of the tutorial, technically. It's don't shoot in with randoms. You can't go into that mission with a squad.
Right. You can't make your own squad and drop in there.
No, as far as I know.
That
unless
sucks.
they change the rules.
If someone does know, please write in.
Yeah, please let me know. Send me a message on Xbox, Twitter, however it is. You know my name. That's how you get in touch with me. But yeah, Outbreak mode is actually really kind of cool. I'm enjoying it a lot. I love the additional things that they've put in. Like, it's nice. It's nice of them. It's free DLC with a whole bunch of cosmetic stuff that you can buy. At will. You pay money. You choose the cosmetic item you want.
Right.
They do have alpha packs in there, which is essentially loot boxes. But they give you rolls at the loot boxes. Like, the more you play, the more alpha packs you get.
Right. What a crazy idea.
They have the option in there of just going in and buying the one you want.
Yeah. Or,
which is,
crazily enough, not.
Yes, which is fine by me. They have cosmetic items. Like, my wife loves one of these characters. And she went out and she was like, I kind of really want to get his stuff. She's put, like, more hours into this than I put into Isaac, mind you, folks.
Yeah, she is playing it consistently.
Mm-hmm. So she went out, she spent $5, she got the Rainbow Six Siege currency, and she bought the one item that she wanted cosmetically for that person.
Yep.
She bought it with the real money currency. And then the other ones that she got the fake in-game currency for free for playing the game, and bought the specific one she wanted with that currency.
And that's what I did in Destiny 1 too, which is why I'm so upset about Destiny 2, is because, like, I will occasionally buy cosmetic DLC stuff if there's something like the Carlton dance from the first Destiny game. Yes, I'm going to spend $5 on the Carlton dance because it's hilarious. But I could just buy that specific thing, or I'll buy a specific mask or something like that. But we won't keep harping on it, but I will spend money on cosmetic DLC if I can specify what I'm going to buy. But otherwise, I'm not going to spend any money just taking a loot, a roll. Yeah,
and that's the thing is, like, it's what, like, we've discussed it before. I think loot boxes are shady. I think if you want to sell cosmetic items, knock yourself out. Do it the way do it the way Ubisoft have done it. Do it the way Dota does it, where there are loot boxes in Dota, but they also have a no duplicates rule.
Right.
So at least that's better than, that's like the mid step, but do it the way Ubisoft does. Have the gun skins and have all these other skins in the alpha packs. But if you want to buy the one you want, you can just go and select the one you want and then buy it.
Yep.
That's fine.
You'll get my money.
So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Rainbow Six Siege. Still fun. Still really tense when you're trying to, like, clear out a house and it's full of terrorists and you hear footsteps above you. It's horrifying. Especially when you know that they can shoot through the floor, and they will shoot through the floor if they know you're there.
Oh, jeez.
Because that's the game, I don't know if you remember the demo years ago at E3. That's the game where they just put a shotgun against the wall and just blow a hole through the wall with the shotgun. That's Siege.
So
and that's
cool.
exactly what it does.
Man.
It's so good. And finally, the last game I played so far this week, because it's one of those weeks, it's the Sea of Thieves final beta, which ran until, I believe, today.
It's the open one, right?
Yep, fully open. It's not the server test. This is the people are complaining for no reason because there wasn't enough included in the actual scale test.
But what do you do?
Yeah. So they were like, okay, here's the final beta. Here's more of a sampling of what you're going to get. It's not everything. It's just more of what you're going to get.
Let's not be Blur, famously.
So instead of the one gold company who you can get rep for, there was now 3 different alliances you could get missions from, go find treasure for, so on and so forth.
Okay.
The biggest difference for me this time was I played in a crew of 4. I still got put in prison.
What the hell?
I played with my wife.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
International troll extraordinaire.
Yes.
Mrs. Moonpear.
Definitely. But no, the game is still really cool. Like, it's still really beautiful, and they included it's like a social event where there is a skull in the sky, like a cloud skull. When lightning flashes, the eyes flash green.
That's cool.
You go there, it's a skeleton fort, you kill all the skeletons, kill a lot of skeletons. The skeleton captain shows up, you kill him, he drops a green key, and you go underneath his, like, little keep thing. And there's a door with treasure all over the place inside of it.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. Like, the key's green. The key's a green skeleton face that you slot into this door.
That's great.
Which has got a skeleton face keyhole. The game still looks beautiful. The game still plays incredibly well. The water is amazing. It's still really cool to just suddenly start playing an instrument and somebody else joins in.
Yeah.
Still only 2 instruments in the game at this point, but I believe there is a guitar, a violin, and a flute at least to come in as well.
Great.
So, looking forward to that. And I'm trying to figure out what to talk about because we did so much. Like, literally, there was nothing in it, but we still had so much fun and did so much. Let's see, there was the poor guy on his sloop who was just one man trying to learn how to play the game. And because I'm technically not the captain of the ship, the captain and first mate kind of voted to let's just go steal his ship.
I'm just trying to live here on the sea, man.
As you put it, international troll extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Jumped onto his ship and stole his ship. And then
right
sailed
out
off.
from under him.
And sailed off at one with his ship.
That sounds about right.
Now, he could just go to the mermaid and teleport back to his ship. So there is no real harm there.
Right.
The harm is when she crashes into rocks and then sinks it.
That's the real rub.
Yes. Let's see, what else? We got into a fight with another galleon. And to be honest, this might be the most intense 30 minutes of gameplay I've played in quite a long time.
Yeah.
Let's say since Resident Evil 7 or PUBG is a good example of that as well. So we saw this galleon, and they do the whole thing where the lights on the edge of the ship. I think I talked about this last time. Like, if at night time you can see the flickering of the lights in the distance.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't describe how beautiful they've rendered that. Like the tricks they're doing to show that light of a nighttime is incredible. But we saw the galleon. We saw two galleons technically. One sailed away, and the other one was kind of coming towards us. And we were at the time, I believe, we were just waiting. We were digging around for treasure on an island. So we were sitting there, we're watching them. We're thinking, are these people going to come and attack us, or are they going to be friendly and like wave and stuff?
Right. Play some music and leave.
Yeah. Turns out they came to attack us, which I'm not going to judge them for, because that's all what my wife is all about. My wife is all about going and wrecking someone's ship.
Well, it's part of the game, and it seems like it's not. The cool thing that I'm interested in from looking from the outside in about Sea of Thieves is what is the etiquette of Sea of Thieves going to be? Is it going to be like, all right, these, you know, eventually is it going to be like, all right, they're just digging for treasure, like, let's leave them alone, that's what everyone does? Or is it going to be like, all right, someone left their ship alone, this is Sea of Thieves, get it and gets out, let's get out of here. You know, like, let's leave them. You know, what's the standard action going to be?
So far, the etiquette for me has been, if you see other humans, they die.
I appreciate that. For a thieving pirate game, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's, so far at least, that has been the thing that has been consistent throughout. It doesn't help that I'm literally on a ship with two of the most violent pirates known to man, and poor Charlie. So me and Charlie are sitting there going, I've already been in prison once, I don't want to go back to the brig, thank you very much.
You're behind these two major trolls being like, I'm so sorry, we don't want to attack you, they're making us, please help us.
Yeah, like I use the text chat and I'm like, wave, hello.
Right.
And then you got those two and it's like, shake cutlass at them and all this kind of stuff. It's like,
they're mooning them and flipping the bird.
Right. Yep. Still don't like it when people get drunk on that, because the vomiting sound is way too real.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I was talking about the galleon fight that we got into. So we got into the galleon fight. It's going to take some time to get used to this. This is no Black Flag where you have a handy little like line showing you where. Yeah. None of that. It's literally, it's aim and shoot and hopefully you hit them.
Sort it out.
Yep. It's still hilarious when you're shooting teammates across this open space of the water to try and climb onto the other person's ship.
That's really great.
We're fighting this galleon, and we're going backwards and forwards. Now, when you take damage or when you beach the ship, you get holes in the hull, and the way you fix those holes is you take planks of wood, you put them against the thing, and basically you nail them over the holes so the ship stops taking on water. Yeah, exactly. Reinforce the hull.
Yeah.
So as you're doing that, well, generally you'll know that when you start seeing water coming up on the inside of your ship.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, you want someone using the bucket to scoop the water out of the ship and over the top, and you want somebody else repairing.
Right.
So we're in this fight with this galleon, and it's literally spinning circles around each other, all the while firing cannonballs over the gap, getting closer, getting further away, trying to figure out, you know, who's hitting who. Me being a clever clogs, like, I was like, let's just drop the anchor, handbrake turn, and then see what we can do from there. So that's exactly what we did. We dropped the anchor, we turned around. There was a good little backwards and forwards as we went past each other really close, and there was the broadsiding and everything else going on. Really great sound effects. Like, they've done an amazing job with the sound design of the game. So it's like that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where the very first like broadside in the first movie.
Yeah.
And it's just explosions going off everywhere. That's how it felt.
Oh, that's cool.
And so you're sitting there, you got all that going on, cannons, holes in the hull, two people doing bucket duty, like where literally you've got people sitting next to me on the couch screaming, we need bucket duty right now, because you can see the water coming up the ship.
Right.
So it's like two people doing the scoop, run up to the top deck, throw it over the side, back down, cross each other over. So it's just like the crisscross path of two people doing bucket duty. Eventually, we figured we were running out of planks to repair the ship with.
Mm-hmm.
We were running out of cannonballs to shoot their ship with. So at the end, the captain, not my wife, the captain, Kitty Cat, it's a really great captain name.
Yeah.
she decided, never mind this, let's boogie. Let's just get out of here, full wind to mainsail, that kind of thing. Let's just go the way the wind takes us. It was taking us south. As she pointed out, south is the edge of the map.
Oh, no.
Let's just go off the edge of the map and see what happens.
Sure.
With 3 loot chests on board.
Oh no.
I wanted to know for the record, I didn't want to start a fight because we had 3 loot chests on board. I wanted to get back to port, sell the chests, and get the gold in hand first.
Yeah, turn it in, man.
So we drive off the edge of the map. It's incredible. The sky turns slowly but surely turns red. The water turns until it looks like it's blood on the ocean instead.
Oh, wow.
And your ship just starts getting holes in it. All over. Just consistently going poop and then leak. Poop and then leak. And then poop
crazy. And
leak. And you can keep going. And the moon or the sun turns bright red. There's a really great video Kat recorded of it. Of like the start of the whole process. So we look behind us. We didn't turn the ship around, but we looked behind us, and those people were still following us,
taking us down with them.
So we ended up sailing like really far off the map, and then we decided, you know, we probably can't afford to do this. Let's turn around, go back onto the map itself, and just see if we can make it. So you've got Kat steering us, me doing the sail adjustment to make sure we get as much wind as we can, and then after I did that, 3 people on bucket duty just trying to keep the water out of the ship long enough for us to repair it.
Yeah.
After it got low enough, I'm swimming around underwater, drowning while I board up these holes in the ship. Bucket duty's going on, and then all of a sudden, like, we get it more stable. We get out of the red zone, so the sky becomes normal again and the sea becomes blue. Boarded up the ship, everything's going great. We stand up, turn around, look around, and the ship that was following us sinks into the water because they ran out of stuff. We sunk them by attrition. Wow. They followed us off the edge of the map, turned around, followed us back towards the actual normal section of the map, and then they sunk probably about 6 feet away from hitting normal water again.
That's incredible.
It was one of the tensest 30-minute battles. It was so good and so incredible, and at the same time, it's like, we didn't have to do that. That didn't have to happen. It just did because that's what we felt like at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty much in on Sea of Thieves at this point.
Yeah, man, that sounds real good.
So I'll probably be signing up for Game Pass this week, maybe next, and then we'll get that all downloaded and underway. So looking forward to Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
It looks so good, and it plays so good. So yeah, anyway. I did take a couple of screenshots and stuff, so I might end up sending them to you for the TVGP, like send it at the actual community tag on Twitter.
Sure.
Just so you can see what I'm talking about when I say the game looks amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, that's all I've been playing.
I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 15. The Royal Edition came out, and they came out with an upgrade for the standard version.
Yeah, because it was going with the PC and everything else as well. The standard version, did it get all of the DLC and stuff, or?
Well, no, and that's okay by me, but they came out with the Royal Edition upgrade, which is just like the non-season pass stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like $15. I had like $12 sitting in my PS4 wallet. It's like, alright, I'm just going to scoop that up. I'm going to scoop up the rest of the free DLC. Let me start Final Fantasy 15 back over, because Square Enix recently came out and said, like, alright, our season pass stuff is over, but we're still going to keep making DLC for it until, like, the middle of 2019. And I was like, okay, well, at this point I can't just wait for them to be done. I guess I need to start. And I very quickly remembered why I stopped playing that game. The frame rate on PS4 Pro is bad.
Didn't they? Wasn't that one of the games that, like, the standard PS4 was better than the Pro version at running it?
Yeah, and I believe they fixed that at some point. But so my problem, I don't really have a problem with dropping frame rates. but there's something about how Final Fantasy 15 drops its frame rate when it does that gives me such a horrible headache. And it's one of those where it's like, most games don't do this, but man, 5 minutes into that, I'm like walking around that first town, Hammerhead, and I already have a blinding headache. And it's like, okay, now I remember
Did you buy the
why
VR
I couldn't
version?
play Final Fantasy 15. So hopefully there's a sale on the PC version at someday, because
you know there will be. It's Steam, so you'll get it eventually.
Probably the Christmas, the holiday sale.
Yeah.
But that's a bummer, because I do really want to play that game. I just sort of can't on consoles, because it's one of those few games that I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So
that's a bit sucky.
Yeah, and it's like there's nothing to be done. Like, it's just my brain or my eyeballs that just can't handle it. So it seems like the PC version runs really well and is really well optimized. So fingers crossed. I played Life is Strange Before the Storm Farewell came out this week, the very last piece of DLC.
Yeah, a tape deck with an I'm sorry post-it note attached to it.
I haven't cried at a game for a really long time, and at the end of Farewell, I'm just like, so sad. I'm
trying to think of what the last game to make me cry was, and it might actually be Life is Strange.
Probably. That ending was sad as hell, and so was Before the Storm.
Yes.
Yikes. But Farewell is about an hour, which isn't bad. I feel like it's sort of just enough, and it's basically, if you played the first the first Life is Strange, one of the big wedges that's been driven between Chloe and Max's relationship is at some point Max and her family moved, and the two of them sort of grew apart. The main crux of the story here is it's like their last day together before Max needs to move. And I won't, even though it's an hour, it's sort of, I don't want to spoil everything in there, because it is actually really good, and it does sort of patch the hole of like one last story bit. It's like the last story bit that they could have told in the quote-unquote Life is Strange universe.
Yeah.
To sort of make the whole story complete. It was good. The thing that they've been talking about so much is that like Ashley Birch and the original voice actor for Max come back together to record this episode. And that's fine. I mean, it sounds like Chloe and Max, but it's a little bit weird because I haven't
just finished playing as Chloe with a different voice.
Yeah, like I haven't been playing Ashley Birch's Chloe for 3 episodes. So, like, it's still Chloe, but it kind of isn't anymore. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
It's a little weird. I'm kind of happy it was only an hour. You got a bunch of references from both games in there. A lot of, like, fun, quote-unquote, foreshadowing. For, like, there's one great moment where people made fun of Max's dance moves in the first game, and in this, you sort of learn that Chloe taught her those terrible dance moves. Like, fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're reliving some of their pirate infatuation days, which is really great.
That's a really good callback.
Yeah, and it's mostly pirate themed throughout the majority of it, which is fun, and it sort of, you know it's coming, but it really leans into some of that bittersweet stuff where it's because that's sort of the color that Before the Storm was painted with is the whole thing is sort of foreshadowing for stuff that you knew happened in Life is Strange, both with Max and with some of the other characters I won't spoil. It's like Titanic. You know what's coming. You're just sort of holding your breath a little bit the whole time, where it's like,
yeah,
man, you guys are making me really like these people, and then stuff's gonna happen to them. That, I think, that sense of bittersweet was played up to a really good level in Farewell. It leaned into it enough where it was like, man, this is sort of fun, but when this other shoe drops, this can be real rough.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing it, to be honest. Like, I'll get there eventually.
Well, now you have, like, the complete package.
The full set, yeah.
Yeah, like, I think I share the same sort of reviews / feedback about Before the Storm, which is, if you liked Life is Strange, this is more of it, and it's good. It's not lightning in a bottle like Life is Strange was, but if you care about those characters, if you care about the story, the 3 episodes and then this bonus mini episode are actually really good. And now they have the physical edition out that has all 4 of those things in it. And I'm sure the deluxe digital edition is on sale too.
Yeah.
You know, for pretty cheap. So it's good. And I think I wrote on Twitter, like, goodbye to Life is Strange, and I hope it is. Like, I hope we're done with Life is Strange, because we had those first 5 episodes that were really great.
Yeah.
And then you put out 3 more that were really good, and 1 more bonus one that sort of puts a bow on it. Just let it go. Like, if they put out more Life is Strange, I'm gonna be pretty upset, because you're done. Like, that well is empty.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do an after Life is Strange game, because then you have to basically make the choice that you made people choose, which one is canon. And if you do that, you're going to lose half of the people straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Metal Gear Solid 2. Where it's, you know, like at the end of Metal Gear Solid, you made a choice. And Metal Gear Solid 2 is like, hey, remember when you made that choice? This was it. It's like, oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That 2K says Life is Stranger after the storm. Like, it doesn't even make sense. But yeah, 2 thumbs up. That still really great. Put a bow on it and put it in the collection. You know, Square Enix.
I know my wife started it, but didn't really like it. But that's also because she's got a thing for Ashley Birch, who is Chloe.
Yeah.
So she was very off-put by that. I believe the way she phrased it was, I literally don't care because I am not playing my Chloe, I'm playing this other Chloe from an alternate dimension who doesn't care about nothing. Because I don't care about nothing because it's not my Chloe.
Yeah, I'm in the minority. I kind of like other Chloe's voice better. Mm-hmm. It might just be because I've heard it recently, but... Yeah,
but you're not a big fan of Birch's other characters that I'm aware of. Like, you're not a huge fan of Tiny Tina,
yeah,
for
Tiny
example.
Tina's fine. I've liked some of other Ashley Birch, but I'm not like an Ashley Birch fanboy, so it's not like, she's not back, how could you? Like, how dare you? You know, it's nothing like that, but it's not Metal Gear Solid 5, you know, where it's like, why would... what? Why? Who?
Oh, man, that's the stupidest voice acting change ever.
Yeah. It was really great to see him come out and be like, it's because Kojima hated me and hated my voice. He kicked me out, finally. It's like,
David Hayter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he said?
Yeah, he's like, Kojima really hated my voice. He liked the Japanese one better, and he loved Kiefer Sutherland, so he fired me and didn't let me know. Like, okay, that's the wrong choice.
Yep, David Hayter was incredible.
Yeah. I'm weak. Just
no!
Throw that out there.
Show title: I'm weak.
I'm weak. Sony put the Ultimate Edition of Diablo 3 on sale.
Oh, come on,
for
dude.
like half off, so I bought it.
Are you Hollow? Like Hollow from Bamfcast and No Quarters fame? Because him and Mackie both own this on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, I'm sure.
I'm not that... Well, hold on. I bought the PC version originally. I bought it on 360, and now I have it on PS4. So, in my defense...
There is no defending this. You are weak. You said it.
I haven't... Well, that's fair. I haven't played the Necromancer stuff. And
okay.
because the DLC was like $15. That's a little bit much.
Yep.
This
More than
was
a little bit much.
This for the whole thing, including the Necromancer DLC, was $30.
Okay.
And now I don't have to put a disc in. I can just sort of always have it. And it's like, okay, now they've been selling it for $60 for a really long time, and I cannot spend another $60 on Diablo 3 again. Like,
yep.
So what I've been doing is I haven't played the Necromancer yet because I'm sort of waiting for that. The console version of Diablo 3 didn't have seasons for the longest time because duping and exploits are rampant. They have seasons in there now. So I started season 13, playing as a demon hunter, of course, because that's my favorite class out of all of them. And I'm like halfway through Act 5 right now, because I'm on normal difficulty, which is basically just like I'm looking at things and they're falling over, dying.
Yeah.
If anyone is already playing Diablo 3 seasons for like the last 13 seasons, none of this is new for you. But what I really like is you've played Diablo 3, right?
Yep.
So you know how they had those in-game challenges where it's like pick up 500 gold, and then you do that, it's like pick up 1,000 gold.
Yep.
They have those for seasons, and they basically have like 4 categories. Like the first category is stuff where it's like get to level 50 and kill Diablo, and like level up the 3 artisans to level 10. And once you complete that first category, they show you what the second category is. But you can unlock the stuff in the other categories early if you do them. Like one of the first ones,
so it's not behind a wall kind of thing.
Yeah, because like one of the first ones in the second category is fully equip your follower, which you're going to do pretty early.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and the you can very easily see the rewards. It's like you get 3 or 4 armor pieces for completing the whole thing, and then you get a new companion that follows you around, which is like a killer teddy bear that has like long,
of course,
claws and like blood all over it. Some of my cosmetic stuff seems to be missing, which I saw some people posting on Reddit that a recent patch has just removed it. Because when Diablo 3 came out on PC, I bought the Collector's Edition, obviously because it's a Blizzard game, which came with like angel wings and like a whole bunch of other stuff that I had on the console, and apparently they have been patched out, which is really weird and doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, not really.
But on the other hand, they added like 40 new cosmetic things that you can just get by playing the game, so...
Yep. Every time I go in, it's like, oh, here's the... It's like the whole thing of going back into an open world game after, not playing it for a while. It's like, oh my word, there's 56 menus, and there are new and improved things, right. And it's like, ugh.
Here's your 30 cars. We've been releasing once a month.
Yep.
Yeah. But the part of the reason why I wanted Diablo 3 digitally is not only to play the seasons sort of in between while I'm playing other stuff, but because Diablo 3 is just really good, and I feel like I needed this and my next game were both really great palate cleansers between South Park Fractured But Whole that I like completely blew through in a week.
Yeah.
And then whatever I'm going to play next, which I haven't really determined yet. You sort of need that palate cleanser, that like comfort food game in between.
I was just about to say that exact phrase. It's the comfort food gaming thing.
Yeah.
It's like you go back to something and just play it for a little bit because you can.
Yeah.
Because it's something to not have to focus on because you've done it so much that you don't need to think about it anymore.
Yeah, and like my wife and I both started a new workout thing this week, so I'm exhausted. It's like I do not have the brain power to play something brand new right now, but I sure as hell have the brain power to play Diablo 3. Like, not that it's brain dead, but I have farmed these environments.
It's muscle memory.
Yeah, and like they've added a bunch of additional stuff like Kunai's Cube from Diablo 2. They put that in there. During those like bounty missions you do. They added a whole bunch of new environments, like a bunch of swamps and arenas and castles and stuff. Like they've been slowly but surely adding a ton of stuff to that game.
Yep, I'm honestly surprised about, like, it's one of the best supported games I've seen from Blizzard. Like, whoever's in charge of the Diablo, whoever's in charge of the Diablo team, they must just have like a skeleton staff of people who adore that game.
Yeah. Well, you're reading Jason Schreier's Blood, Sweat, and Pixels right now. Have you read the Diablo 3 chapter?
Nope, I'm still on the first one, which is about our favorite studio of all time, Obsidian.
Oh, yeah. I won't spoil the Diablo 3, but that is a really, really good... they learned a lot of really good lessons, and shockingly, they shared them with Bungie, and it seems like maybe someone didn't listen.
Okay.
Because I'm still playing Diablo 3...
And not Destiny 2.
And not Destiny 2. Like, Destiny 2 is a game I would like to still be playing, but I will play Diablo 3 because it's still really great.
Yep.
And last but not least, the game I've probably put way too much time into this week is Risk of Rain.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
I don't know why I saw it in my PS4 lineup and said, I'm going to play Risk of Rain. But I sort of got frustrated with myself because I looked at the Death 2K says Diablo 1 level in the console version? I believe so, but I think that event is over right now.
Yeah, it was a seasonal thing for January. It was round about my birthday, so it was like January.
Yeah, it's like mid-January to mid-February, I think.
Because it was to do with the release of the first Diablo, and that was the OG Diablo stuff was on the console version.
Yeah, I did it last year, and it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Part of what I was frustrated with Risk of Rain is I was looking at the unlock sort of screen, and it lists like all the characters, and each one has 2 challenges to complete with that specific character. And then there's like a page or 2 of just, here are things you just need to do to unlock items. It's very much like Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, where it's like you unlock an item by using blank card and the sun card together. And it's like, cool, that's random, but okay.
Yep.
Nice thing about Risk of Rain is it tells you what to do in this giant list. Weird.
Oh, hold on. That might be helpful.
Sharing information, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's some of it is obvious stuff where it's like win the game 5 times or like beat the game 5 times, which is really hard. Because Risk of Rain is genuinely very hard. But it's also stuff like you unlock a character by getting at least one of all of the healing items all on one run. Mm-hmm. And then you'll unlock a character. Or it's like beat a boss in less than 5 seconds, and then you'll unlock a new item.
Yeah, so you'd be super OP kind of for that one.
Yeah, and what's really great is I needed to unlock a bunch of really difficult stuff. One of them was the healing items one. The other one was you need to stand in lava for a minute straight. And lava hurts an incredible amount. And when you're standing in it, most of your healing items don't work anymore. There are a couple healing items, one of which I like a lot, which is if you stand still for 2 seconds or more, you get healed very rapidly. Part of what I like about Risk of Rain so much, and this is now my favorite run, is they had something in there that Binding of Isaac has done now, where there are 4 main levels and then the final level. Once you finish the 4th level, you actually have the option of revisiting the old levels.
Yeah, the loop around.
Yeah, and after each one of those, you can decide to go to the final level or not. I spent, it was like 186 minutes on one run this week.
Oh, wow.
Not all in one sitting. I don't have that sort of time anymore, but
yeah.
This was easily the strongest. It was spawning after about probably The great thing about Risk of Rain is it gets harder as time goes on. It has a bar on the side that, you know, tells you the difficulty. After about minute 30, it starts spawning bosses randomly. After about minute 60, it'll start spawning 2 or 3 bosses at once. After minute 90 or 120, it starts spawning 5 or 6 bosses at once that are like the really angry, more dangerous version. It got I have to give them a lot of credit. I think they made this game in Game Maker Studio. Never frame dropped at all. I have like 15 drones around me. They're shooting enemies. I have giant magma worms spitting out of the ground, like 7 of them at a time, and it's rock solid 60 frames a second.
Okay, sounds like your first game this week could have learned from that.
Yes. So after like 180 minutes, I unlocked all that stuff, and I was thinking, I unlocked, I think, 1 if not 2 more characters. So I have all 10 of them now, and I thought, I haven't really played as any of these other characters. That sort of sucks. Like, I should be giving, it's, you know, we sort of, not criticize, but we, on the Binding of Moonpure, we get frustrated sometimes where people are like, I only play as Azazel. It's like, well, that's fine, but all these other characters are different in cool ways.
Yep.
So I thought, well, I need to, like, take my own medicine. Let me try some of these other characters. I played as this... I liked a couple of them, and I really didn't like some of them. The one I really didn't like was the sniper. Part of what I like about Risk of Rain so much is that the enemies are really aggressive. They're going to come after you, and they want to stand right on top of you and attack you. So you're always on the move, and you're always trying to, like, push back enemies and keep them off of you.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't really work well with a sniper class.
No, not really. I mean, why would it?
And like all the other characters, you can only shoot left and right. You can't shoot on any diagonals or up or down or anything. Wow. So part of the class is cool because it's the only class I've run into that has an active reload. If you active reload, it does more damage and you shoot faster. But it also has a let's plant here and hold the button to charge up a really powerful shot. I'm going to assume that's the hardest character because after trying for a couple of runs, I just genuinely don't know how to play as a character. It's one of those ones where it's like, if you're really good at this character, I'm sure you could just sort of hang back and like one-shot enemies and just kind of clean house. That seems really tough.
That ain't you?
Hmm?
That ain't you.
No, and it's one of those things like I might be able to work up to that, but I might need to be way better or unlock like way more items. One of the characters I actually really liked, and I was sort of surprised, is called Acrid. And his whole thing is he's going to poison and infect enemies.
I was literally just about to say, is this a poison enemy by any chance?
Yeah, it's a pretty perfect name. And a lot of these characters, the way to unlock them is like he's on this level, but only the one variant of a level, and there's like a cage, like a jail cell, over in the corner. You need to open it, let him loose, and then fight him, and then it unlocks him. So playing as him is really cool because you're sort of diving into the enemy fray and then poisoning everybody and like jumping the hell out, and then as you're leaving, infecting somebody with one of your attacks. It's like this remote infection, and then after every second that infection splits to other enemies.
Interesting.
So if you have a whole bunch of people together, it's going to take a couple seconds, but everybody's going to get infected, and they're going to have compounding damage over time across these 3 attacks of yours. And that was pretty cool. I don't think I finished a run as him, because You have to have a pretty specific build to finish one of those, but that was pretty neat. And it's neat to see how much they play with their own game, where it's like, okay, you're used to like a dude who shoots guns and rolls out of the way. Here's somebody you want to join, jump into the fray with.
Yeah.
The last character I want to talk about, I tried a couple other ones, but this isn't the Risk of Rain show, so I'm not going to talk about all of them. The last one I tried is the Huntress, and her big thing is she has a bow and arrow, but it took me a couple of runs to finally figure it out, because they said, oh, you can shoot on the move. And I was like, okay, that is interesting. But I didn't fully understand that you can actually be backing up and shooting the opposite direction at enemies. So when the game says you excel at kiting, they weren't lying.
Yeah, they were literally talking about the old school MMO thing of kiting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're supposed to kite your enemies until you can throw out this this weapon that like bounces between people, or you throw out a cluster bomb or stuff like that. So it was cool to see, instead of the sniper who really needs to sort of find somewhere, plant, and do a bunch of damage and then scurry away. It's somebody that's spending most of their time running, but you're not really running away. You're just, leading all these enemies until you can regen one of your skills and kind of take them all out.
Yeah, like running with purpose rather than running for your life.
Yeah, exactly. So, man...
Not that that's not a purpose.
Well, that's true. I gotta say, Risk of Rain is great. I'm sure it's on Supercell. It's on PC, Vita, and PS4. And like I said, after a 3-hour run on PS4, it was still 60 frames. It's really, really, really great. I know it's not for everybody, and it's one of those roguelikes that you're going to lose way more runs than you're going to win.
Hi, Isaac.
I feel like because of the number of items that Isaac has in it now, Risk of Rain has like a fraction, obviously, because Isaac has, what, 600 items in it now?
Yeah, something like that.
Risk of Rain, I think, has 30. So
it's easier to get a bad run.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Risk of Rain is, like, if you pick up, like, there's this one item that makes you get critical hits more often. What's great about Risk of Rain is you can pick up that item multiple times, and it increases that chance.
Interesting.
Or like that item I was talking about where you stand still and it heals you. Pick up multiples of those. While it heals you for like exponentially more the more of those items you pick up. So it's really great. Unlike Isaac, where you pick up an item and you're never going to see it for the rest of the run, it's great to say, like, okay, cool, I have 3 of these things already. Picking up a 4th one is going to make me crazy strong. So I feel like the difference between Risk of Rain and Isaac is, Isaac, it's easier to make a winning run out of a bad one.
Yeah.
Where Risk of Rain, when you have a winning run, it's overwhelmingly, outstandingly strong, or it just isn't, and like you just can't get anything going.
Yeah.
But like most of the time when you die in Risk of Rain, it's like 10 minutes in. It's not like 2 hours in and I died, like I just wasted 2 hours. It's
not that hush battle that takes 20 minutes
right,
kind of situation.
You don't get in dead cat purgatory like a body monster. So Risk of Rain is still great. I'm glad I've kept that installed, because it's one of those games you can go back to and say, like, all right, I need to do these 2 challenges with this character. I'm gonna try and learn this character and do some of this cool stuff and get some cool unlockables, and it's still really great.
Yep.
But now I have Diablo 3, so whatever. Get to the side.
I guess what we're talking about next week.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all I'm playing this week, so let's take a break.
Yes. Vivid Red.
Regular red.
I'll go back eventually.
So it's 4 o'clock my time and 7 o'clock your time.
News and then Boogie?
Yeah, I was sort of thinking doing releases and news real quick, and then we'll carry over the questions for next week.
I'm trying to figure out who Star Panda 292 is. Because they keep sending me messages on the Xbox.
Oh, okay. I was like, are they in chat? I don't have a message.
I don't have chat open right now because I ain't touching anything to do with this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about the you-know-what, because the last time I did that, you-know-what happened.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Close all this stuff.
Let's see, what are my stupid candy options here? Now and later.
Oh, now and laters are good. Oh,
They're not
right,
bad.
the second season of Jessica Jones is out now.
Yup. I think my
I gotta
wife is
start
almost finished with it.
I have given up on finishing Luke Cage. That's just not going to happen. So I need to...
If you've ever tried to make this...
I guess
Iron
what's
Fist,
next
Defenders.
is...
Iron Fist,
Fist?
then Defenders,
Okay. That's not too
then
bad.
Jessica Jones.
I sort of... I don't know if I want to watch Iron Fist. I'll give it a shot. I mean, it's Netflix, like, it's free.
It's the funny thing is I really hated that show at first, and then I love the end of it.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those shows that ends really well.
Okay.
It's just you've got to go through 8 episodes to get there.
Oh, maybe I'll
Or
like
18. I can't remember.
maybe I'll watch it in the background while I'm doing something else.
That's a good idea. I definitely watch the Defenders because that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Defenders because that sounds cool, and we don't often, especially on TV, get that sort of stuff where it's like those 3 shows you loved, they're together now. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah. To be honest, Defenders is kind of Iron Fist 1.5.
Okay. That's not bad.
Still good though.
Yeah.
Really good.
All right, let me.
Sorry
get all
for the
these news
chewing
stories
noises,
open
chat.
while you're chewing on an now and later. All right, let's do one last check here for any new news stories.
We've got a candy very similar to this in England, and do you want to know what it's called? A chew it, because that's what you do.
Oh, that's so good.
It's all one word as well. It's CHEWWITT.
Great. What should we call it? I don't know. Chew it. So good.
It works.
Man, Dragon's Crown Pro is coming out soon, and I really love Dragon's Crown.
Can you remember what Starburst used to be called before it was called Starburst?
I don't think it was called anything different here in the States. There's a different brand that's almost the same as Starburst, though.
Because it used to be in England called something else, and then they changed the name to Starburst.
Let's
I
look it
think. I think it was Starburst that did that.
up. Starburst Business. I want the candy. Starburst Confectionery. Produced by the Wrigley Company.
Yeah, make us
Originally
a fine.
known as Opal Fruits.
There we go. That's
Wow.
Yep. I love me some Opal Fruits.
Brand was introduced by Mars in the UK in 1960, named by Peter Phillips, known as Peter Peffer. Known as Peter Peffer at the time, winner of a competition that won him £5 as Opal Fruits. Big winner at 5 whole pounds.
Oh yeah.
Introduced in the United States in 1967 as M&M's Fruit Chewies. That's good. What are they like? I don't know, like chewy M&Ms.
Well, like, to be honest, like, I miss all of the old school, like, chewy candy like that that's gone missing since I was a kid. Like, you can still get them, but they're kind of not as frequent as they used to be. Like fruit salads. It wasn't even a fruit or a salad. It was just delicious sweet candy.
It's just a bunch of candy together.
And then there was a black licorice flavor one, and I can't stand the taste of licorice, so
yeah,
I hated it.
I like red licorice. I hate black licorice so much.
I'm not even that big of a fan of red licorice either, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's too tacky for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Gets stuck in your molars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. What was I thinking? There was a candy. I don't know. I'm curious if you guys had it. I think we called it Lickin' Sticks, but that might just be the name we called it.
Okay.
Where it was like a stick of sugar, literally. You would lick it and then dip it in this other sugar paste, like not paste but powder, and then lick it off of the thing.
We had something similar, except it was a lollipop on a stick.
Mm.
It was just like a red lollipop. It wasn't. I don't think it was flavored like anything. It was just something to coat your saliva in,
right?
And then you'd stick it into a different thing, which was filled with sherbet, like the sugary kind of sherbet, like the. I think you call it something different over here.
Yeah.
But over in England it's called sherbet, which is basically just pure sugar.
Just flavored sugar
in powdered format. Like it's stronger than like granulated sugar. Like it's that kind of pure sugar. And you lick the lollipop, dip it in it, and then enjoy the sugary goodness. That in England was called a dib dab. Because you did it and dabbed it.
Oh man! Yeah.
There's also sherbet fountains, which came with black licorice. I would take the licorice out, throw it away, open it up, and then just shove all the sherbet down my face.
Man, having a lollipop for that is a way smarter idea than just like this. A kid's gross hands touching this thing they're going to be licking.
Yep. Sounds a little gross, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, kids overall are pretty gross. Oh, man. All right. Well, are you... it's starting to get late in the day here. Are you ready to wrap this thing up?
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah.
Yep. Ready when you are.
All right. Let's get started here in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of March 12th, 2018. The Devil May Cry HD collection comes out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. You have probably seen GIFs of this on Twitter that the frame rate is uncapped on PC.
I have not.
Turns it basically into turbo mode.
Oh, wow.
Because the game doesn't expect over 60 frames, and if it is, it goes nuts.
Yay!
It's basically playing at 3 times the speed. Probably not a problem for the console version. If it is, that'll be even better.
Yeah. Not that the Devil May Cry games are known for being hard or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're going to make it even tougher. And last but not least, DJ Atomica returns with Burnout Paradise Remastered, PS4 and Xbox One. I know there's a version that's releasing on Origin on PC that finally has the one DLC that never came to PC. It was like the Surf Island or whatever it was.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know too much about that version. But Burnout Paradise is back! Yay!
Get ready to hear me talking about going down to Paradise City.
That's right. Hey, you. I don't like your girlfriend. Gotcha. Alright, let's talk about news stories. Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct here. And let's just follow the timeline here.
Yeah.
Started out with WarioWare Gold, which seems to be them kind of taking all of the WarioWare games together and just putting it out in one release. If you haven't played the WarioWare games before, they're really, really, really good. I hope this comes out nicely.
What's the WarioWare Gold on?
3DS, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me double check here on the news. Yep, 3DS this time. Yeah.
If it was a Switch, it might be the thing that ticked me over to get a Switch again.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised they haven't come out with a Switch one yet. I feel like 1-2 Switch was their attempt at that, but nobody liked it.
No, I think at this point they go Waluigi, where if they want the Switch game.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
I would try that.
So would I.
Unshockingly, following in Skyrim's footsteps, Okami HD is now coming to its newest console on the Switch.
Yep.
Probably a good place to play that because that game is long.
Yeah, it's a little on the it's a little on the long side with the amount of controls with the pen you have to do as well.
Oh,
Like
that's
the
right.
paint and stuff. I hope they go with touchscreen integration for that.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
That'd be a lot of fun.
that might be the place to get it if they can do the touchscreen stuff.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I didn't even think about that. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes is still a thing that's happening. So, a remake of the first game, which will be interesting to see how they do that, because without having the Wiimote,
Dude,
a lot
you've
of
got the controls on the little twiddly things. What are they called? The Joy-Cons.
the Joy-Cons, yeah. But also, like, so many of the gestures and the animations in that game, you know, for dirty reasons and not, required you to have the Wiimote, so I don't... Curious to see what they're gonna do.
I'll bet they'll transfer it fine. Or they'll just slap some stupid control scheme in there.
Yeah. A Dark Souls amiibo was announced.
Praise the sun.
Yeah, the Praise the Sun guy, which is really great until it was announced it was a GameStop exclusive and it's already sold out.
Yep.
So that would have been one of the amiibos I would have bought. I have like 4 or 5.
I have 0. He is tempting, but I cannot go down that rabbit hole.
I don't really like collectibles in general, so I haven't bought too many, but I bought like Wind Waker Link because I really like him, even though they keep calling it Toon Link and I hate it. Stop calling him that. That's the wrong name for him.
Thank you. You can thank Smash Brothers for that.
Oh God, never mind. I won't go down that road. But I have like a couple. Like I have Samus, and I have a couple of cool ones. And that's one that I would have purchased and like put on the bookshelf here behind me because that's a fun amiibo to have. But I guess I won't have it now, which is fine. Like I'm not that upset, but a little bummed.
Praise the sun.
Praise the sun. Octopath Traveler was shown off, and I'm trying not to think about it because I don't have a Switch, and it looks so good. And the collector's edition that they announced is like a pop-up book, where like you're opening the packaging, and it's genuinely a pop-up book, and it's just killing me inside.
Oh wow, that's kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm. And it like fits perfectly with the style of the game too. You
don't have a Switch?
I do not.
Do you have a physical copy of any Switch games?
Well, of course. Binding of Isaac. And the end is nigh.
Why let this stop you then? You know you can do it. Go ahead and do it.
I had money when I bought those. I don't have that anymore. I was talking about on the pre-show, like a Switch is $300, and that's $300 more than I have right now. So,
yep.
In a surprise move, they announced the Crash Bandicoot trilogy is coming to the Switch, and also PC and Xbox One.
Yep.
So
good
that's
on you, Activision.
Yes, put it on all the stuff because the Crash Bandicoot games are really good, and everyone should play them. First 3 are really good.
No, hold on. The Crash Bandicoot games are blisteringly difficult.
Yes,
they are fun, but they are difficult. But you know what's even better than Crash Bandicoot? Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't come out with some sort of
rumors are abound. Like there is so many rumors about it.
Yeah.
So
that first Spyro is real good.
Yeah, first 2 are really incredible.
Yeah. Undertale is coming out on Switch.
Never played it.
Not at all shockingly.
Yeah.
I feel like you know if you like Undertale or not. That is such a divisive game that you already know what that's all about. Probably one of my favorite Nintendo games of the last couple of years, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, was announced for the Switch.
Is this a straight remake?
I think it's just I think it's a straight port.
Good. It should be, because nobody bought it the last time, and everybody needs to buy it this time.
It's so good.
all you people, like, I haven't even played the first one, but from everyone talking about it, all you people who complain about Nintendo not having any original games or new ideas, go out and buy this. Because that's the only way you're going to continue to support it, like you did with the new Zelda, like you did with the new Mario.
Treasure Tracker is an incredible puzzle game. My wife and I were so addicted to it on the Wii U, and it's genuinely really the only game we played on Wii U, and it's really, really, really good, and will get really difficult by the time you open like the third set of levels. Because what's so great about the game is you finish the first set of levels, and the game basically, it displays it like a sketchbook. And the game closes the book, and I was like, that game's really good. It shoves it to the side, and it opens a whole nother book. And it's like, oh God, okay. That's great. This is awesome. Oh, man. So, yeah, go buy that. And then, last but certainly not least, they announced...
The internet exploded.
Yeah, some Super Smash Brothers. Don't know if it's a port of the last one or a brand new one.
I think it's new because I don't think the Squid Gale and Girl were
the Inklings.
Yes, I don't think they were in the last Smash Brothers.
I mean that wouldn't stop them from like bringing it what they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where it's like we're bringing it forward and adding a little bit more stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I saw this. I didn't see the full trailer, but I saw the start of the trailer. And like really well represented with the two squid people fighting each other, and then all of a sudden it goes dark and they turn around and you see the reflection of that logo.
That's really great.
You know what? Good job. Really good reveal.
That's a really good trailer. Because when you start watching it, you're like, oh, Splatoon 3. Okay, like that. Sure, that was coming. The what? And I don't even really. I don't want to say I don't care about Smash Brothers, but like I'm not a Smash Brothers player, and that's a really good trailer.
I'm not gonna lie, Smash is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Like Brawl, maybe the N64 one. No, that would be the first one. So Smash, normal Smash.
Yeah.
The GameCube one I thought was okay. Normal Smash was fantastic. Problem is I can't play it anymore with local couch versus things. You can't. There's nowhere to do that anymore as a fully grown human being. I don't have some place I can go and sit down with 5 of my friends and play it local multiplayer like we used to. So they best get GGPO in there right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, God, yeah, just get GGPO in there. It works. It has worked across so many Capcom games. Just license it, put GGPO in there, and call it a day.
Oh man,
they've so good. So,
it's the potential for something real special.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the Switch being mobile. Like, you know, one of the first real big like trailers / commercials they did for the Switch was, you know, people outside, they plopped the Switch down, they kicked out the kickstand, and they had, you know, multiple people playing on the one console outside. And it's like, I think one of my first things was like, well, that's Smash. Like, put Smash on there. Like, why wouldn't... That's perfect for Smash Brothers.
Those hipster rooftop parties with their Smash Brothers.
Yeah, like that would be really great. I think that would be such a great selling point of, like, you know, we have, you know, an hour layover at the airport. Do you want to play some Smash? You know, like, you play a couple of matches and then sort of keep on going. Death2K says the squid hat in-game item. That would be really great. Just at the very least, seeing people wearing an Inkling hat.
Yeah.
And you know Kirby's gonna look real weird.
No, you know Link's gonna look real weird.
That's true. Link always looks really weird.
Yeah, Toon Link especially.
Yeah. My heart. Oh, my heart. All right, let's move on to the next news story. Epic is bringing Fortnite to mobile platforms with cross-platform support and the full game with, like, everything in it and the same controls.
What does mobile platforms mean?
Smartphones?
How?
I don't know. They're saying, like, iOS and Android, but, like, cross-play and cross-progression between PS4, PC, OS X, iOS, and Android. But how?
No, I do remember seeing like the Unreal 4 demo video that they did, which was like the roller coaster on the telephone. That
Right.
looked beautiful. But at the same time, how?
Yeah, like my knee-jerk reaction when I was thinking about it earlier today is like, oh, well, they'll just have to require a controller. And I was like, well, no, they can't do that because then no one will download it and play it. But then how are you going to be playing against keyboard and mouse people or even controller people with a touch screen? What? Huh? But
Yeah.
I think if Fortnite wants to continue to make inroads and now potentially be beating PUBG, you need to just put it on everything.
Yeah, you really kind of do. I did notice that this was partnered with Microsoft, I believe, as well.
Oh, really?
Specifically, I think this cross-platform stuff is partnered with the Xbox brand.
Weird.
So I'm kind of curious if this is Microsoft putting their money behind the other big game right now, because
Yeah.
they've already got PUBG locked up for the Xbox. You know, they are putting some money behind Fortnite with this, because I saw Major Nelson tweeting about this, to give you an idea.
Wow. Well, and to be clear, Death 2K says touchscreen have the advantage with building, which is a good point. But to be clear, this is only Fortnite Battle Royale. It's not like proper pay for Fortnite, the like let's fight the zombies mode, which makes sense because regular Fortnite, the thing that I want to play, seems to be ignored at the moment as they are making inroads to beating PUBG. But yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, I get it. And they also announced I won't say the full title of it, but it's like the 5 teams of 20 that are versus everybody. They announced that at about the same time. So it's really interesting to see what they're trying to do. This is also H1Z1 put out their Auto Royale, which is Battle Royale with teams of people in cars, which is like, that's really good.
And I know H1Z1 also went free over the weekend on Steam, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Like it was free to buy at that point, but it's the chasing down of the next big thing.
Yep.
And PUBG was the next big thing. Can it remain the current big thing is the problem.
Yeah. And last news story here. I still don't know how to feel about this, so let's just talk it out. Ubisoft has announced they're working on The Division 2. Which my knee-jerk reaction was like, okay, that's cool, because I didn't play The Division 1, and like it eventually got there, and I know it's a good game, but a lot of people aren't playing it, so maybe The Division 2 is like a great part for like you and I and a bunch of people from the community to like get on the Xbox One and hop in day one and like, let's get Division 2. But why not just keep doing like Rainbow Six Siege? Maybe the well has been too poisoned with Division, like it never did with Rainbow Six Siege, and they need to hit the reset button.
I think, to be honest, the biggest problem with trying to do that to Division is the scope of the game. Because at the end of the day, Siege is what, 15, 20, 25 maps. Yep. Small areas that can be tweaked and designed and redesigned as you choose. The Division's New York City.
Right. It's a giant multiplayer open world.
Not the whole of it, but yeah, it's a huge chunk. And maybe there's just some stuff that they want to do that they couldn't do the first time. But now they've got the fundamentals. They can't back compat it into the original.
Death 2K brings up the point of worry for me. He says, Destiny 2, why not Division 2? Like I don't want Ubisoft to suffer, sins of the father, where Bungie took a thing they eventually got right and they hit the reset button and they got it wrong again in like a way worse way.
Yeah.
My hope for the Division 2 is what my hope for Destiny 2 was, which is here we have this big game that we eventually got right. and nobody believes anybody that the Division 1 eventually got there. But it did, and it's a legitimately good game now. Take all that stuff and, like, restart from fresh, learning all those lessons and making all those mistakes, and just hit the ground running with Division 2. And I feel like Destiny 1 and the Division 1 were always compared, because a lot of it was like, well, these games are very similar, and both of them sort of came out bad, and they eventually got there. With Destiny 2 hemorrhaging players and continuing to do the wrong thing at every possible turn, this is Ubisoft's market to lose right now.
And the thing that makes me laugh about that is Destiny 1 and Division 1 were compared. They came out around about the same time as well, didn't they? Like, real close to each other. Which one still has content getting added to it on a regular basis?
Yeah, I mean, once Destiny 2 came out, they stopped patching Destiny 1. That is, it's up and alive and running and whatever, but like Division 1 is sort of like, hey guys, we just came out with a giant new patch and a whole bunch of other stuff, and you know, come back to playing the Division. It's $20.
It's
Mina, my wonderful co-host from Pup, brings up a really great point in chat. Says, I would hope that a lot of devs take a look at the mistakes of the others and not screw up further. Right now, a lot of people want a game to champion for. I think that's a really important point that I hadn't thought of. And I think that's why Monster Hunter World is doing so well right now.
That was my example. As soon as you said a game to champion, that was my example.
We were just talking in the pre-show. Monster Hunter World is now Capcom's best-selling game of all time, of their entire history. For
those of you, like, don't listen to that sentence and think, oh, no big deal. No. You stop, you think about that sentence, and you think about that company name. That's Capcom.
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter. Resident Evil.
Yep.
You know, Mega Man.
Yep.
Literally, they have more IP than I could tattoo on my body, probably.
Yep.
And Monster Hunter has gone from this super niche thing, and it still is kind of a super niche thing.
The PSP thing.
Yes. Then the DS thing.
Yeah.
And now it's their best-selling title of all time, you know?
Yeah.
It shows you a little bit of difference can go a long way.
Yep. And I think Mina brings up a really great point that you can see with Monster Hunter World, you can see when you engage your audience and you make a great game and you don't put a lot of microtransactions in it. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but like, don't put a lot of loot boxes in it. You listen to your fans and you make the improvements, you know, like the Division 1 did. You can gain a really great, vocal, supportive fan base that will fight for your game. But if you just muck around with it like Destiny 2, you see how quickly that turns and how those numbers just plummet.
Yeah. It's shocking that people don't seem to realize that you can advertise all you want. Word of mouth is still going to make or break you.
Yep.
Like, no matter how much you spend. And if Crackdown 3 comes out and they will dump millions into advertising that. You know they're going to dump millions into advertising it.
Yep.
If it comes out and it's just the same old Crackdown, that's exactly all that people are going to say, and that's exactly the amount of sales that you'll get in response to it.
Yep. Yeah, and I really hope it's good, because I really want to play a great Division game. And like, the first one is really great now, but a lot of the people I would play with are playing PUBG or Monster Hunter World, and you know, I will understand, and you know, I definitely don't blame people for playing that, but you know, I can't hold up a copy and be like, you want to play the Division? And everyone's like, dude, no. That'd be like if someone's like, do you want to play Destiny 1? I'd be like, don't you mean Diablo 3?
Yes.
And they were like, dude, no. So, fingers crossed. I think I think we're both going to keep a close eye on that one. And please, Ubisoft, continue to be our favorite publisher. You can do it. I believe.
Mine, definitely.
Yeah, I'm warming up to the idea. Now that Atlas is suddenly Spock with the goatee, that sort of showed up from backstage, and they're the evil version of their previous company. And Square Enix cannot stop putting out horribly broken, bad ports of beloved classic games. So far, Ubisoft is doing all right. And they're not Konami, so we already got a leg up there. All right, we are sort of unfortunately out of time because of all our technical difficulties. Thank you, Internet. So we're going to be saving our questions next week. We'll just carry them right over. So if you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. All of the links to all the places you can find us on the right-hand side of the page, including our very active Discord server. Please come join and chat.
Yep.
You know,
really good discussions this week about the Far Cry 5 release. That was real interesting.
Far Cry 5, yeah. It's nice to see somewhere on the internet where you can have a civil conversation about hot button topics.
Yep.
So our community continues to be the best. So keep on being the best. The current Game Club game, which of course we have a fantastic Discord channel for, is the West of Loathing. We're 6 days away from recording that recap, so plenty of time to knock through a bunch of that game. And if you're a patron, go vote for our next game. The 3 options are up there. They'll be open until probably about Friday.
I should really do that.
You should. 3 hot bangers up there. You can watch us Twitch and YouTube and Mixer and Smashcast and all the places we're on. As a reminder, if we're not somewhere that you like to listen to us on, let me know, and I will try and get us on there. I need to try and get us on Spotify, and remember to do that. And I think that's it for this week. Patreon. Become a patron. Patreon.com/E1M1. Outcast is back. You can get episodes of Dynamic Soundtrack 2 months early. Got some cool stuff coming up in the next couple months. Hit that $5 sweet spot. It's only $5 a month. There are other levels, but man, that $5 one is real good. Fun for a $5, if you will.
Oh, come on.
All right, and that's our episode. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.
I can't believe I remember that stupid fun for a $5.
That's because it's really good marketing, man.
It's really... I remember it, 4 years later?
Yeah, something like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's genuinely a fantastic piece of marketing. Whoever did that deserves to be a raise, but at the same time, they probably got paid $6 million for it, so no, they don't.
Probably. All right, let's hit me with your titles.
International Troll Extraordinaire, Mrs. Moonpier. I couldn't help it. It's got to be there. I'm weak. Hey, hey, you, and don't you mean... Did you mean Diablo 3?
Well,
because that's apropos of nothing.
Did you mean Diablo 3? And International Troll Extraordinaire, I think it was?
Yep. International Troll Extraordinaire, comma, Mrs. Moonpier. Or just International Troll Extraordinaire.
Yeah, I like it without the Mrs. Moonpier. All right, I have... oh, you went there. I like how you said that during the racism, where it's like, oh, you went there. Talk to my partner.
Yep, with the D.
I got clues for that from the clowns. Let's Not Be Blur, and then International Troll Extraordinaire, and Do You Mean Diablo 3? Or Did You Mean Diablo 3?
Nothing's really jumping out at me this week.
International Troll Extraordinaire is, I feel, probably our strongest one. There isn't one that I'm married to.
Yeah, I do think International Troll Extraordinaire is like, it's such a good turn of phrase.
Yeah.
But I do love the didn't you mean Diablo 3 as just a, oh, guess what, we still play old games.
Yeah. I feel like we were off our game this week because of our technical issues.
Yeah, well, we started, what, like an hour and a half late?
Almost 2 hours, yeah. How about International Troll Extraordinaire?
Sounds good to me.
I like it. Excuse me. Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 542 from March 12th, 2018. International Troll Extraordinaire.
Double O grief.
Oh, that's good. Alright, thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. Sorry we have a little bit of a shorter episode this week, I say, as we've been recording for 2 hours. But, you know, technical difficulties are what they are. We're recording on a computer, so it's going to suck every once in a while. So, thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.